Hello everybody, and welcome back to SheffPlays. And in today's video, I kind of want to talk about something a little different. This thing is always in the way, don't mind it. But when I say Battle Royale, what do you think? Probably Fortnite, Apex, PUBG, Warzone, or even Minecraft. But today I'm not talking about any of those. Today I'm talking about a forgotten one, and doesn't get talked about a lot, which is a shame, but I also see why. So we're going to go over the things it does like the rest of them, and then the things it kind of does different, and then I'll give my overall take on it. So let's just kind of get started. Borderlands 3 Arms Race. This is a mode that was, if you had the digital edition or something, a director's cut, you could have this by seeing a poster. When you're in Sanctuary, go to Pandora, and it'll open up the Stormblind Complex. Once you're there, you just head to the main panel, hit start, and from there, it starts to feel like it. Like you start to understand what they were going for with it. Once you hit the control panel, it counts down from 10, and then you kind of just wait here for the orb to appear, and that orb kind of acts like the battle bus in a way, because once you touch it, it throws you in random spot on the map and just drops you to go. This has the same things you can expect from other battle royales. Like with this, it has enemies, loot, and a ton of different fashions, whether that be scraps, chests, random loot on the ground, or loot you get from killing enemies. It's got shields that work like they normally do, and then sometimes killing an enemy, they'll drop a gun for you. Now, that's all just about the same, except these enemies aren't other players. They are AI, which we will talk about in a minute. It also has a map that when you pull it up, it will show you the murder storm, which works exactly like the storm from Fortnite or the gas from Warzone. It's a timed storm that will close in and make the map smaller and smaller until you either extract or you beat it. And right there, that's kind of what it looks like. I didn't want to go into it. I probably should have, but I didn't. Now, this is also an airdrop. I know some of them have them, but not all of them. And when this drops, it'll have really good loot, except it spawns with a ton of enemies to get rid of in the meantime. And they're not really difficult enemies to get rid of. One or two badasses, but other than that, it's just standard enemies. So they don't really give you a tough time. They're kind of there to fill in the gap, I guess. Otherwise, it would be too easy. The loot from these isn't too terrible. It ranges anywhere from common to legendary. The only downside with legendary items in this is, like you can see with this one, once I actually look at it, is it'll tell you that you can't use it here. You can't use it until extracted, which is kind of a weird thing that they did. I don't know why they would do it like that, but yeah, it's got all your normal subclasses that Borderlands has: assault rifles, shotguns, pistols, launchers, snipers, SMGs. But the cool thing about it being Borderlands is it's not like Fortnite or PUBG where there's a static amount of weapons. It's random. Now here you can see you get the second wind as well, which you would normally, but one of two things will happen. You either revive yourself like that, or if you go down and you're not able to because you've either gotten down and it drains too much, or you just can't get an enemy, you will die, and it'll take you right back to the main center console, where you'll either fast travel back to Sanctuary, or you have the option to start again. It's really up to you, but I like that it just kind of throws you right back in, giving you the option to just go. And another nice thing is, with Borderlands, usually when you die, you lose money. If you die in Arms Race, you do not lose money. The only way to lose money in this is to buy a weapon from one of the stores you can find, but other than that, you won't lose your money here. Now I want to talk about the reasons why I think people don't talk about this one, or it's not seen as respected as the others. Those being there's no other players. It is just you against the AI. There's no battle pass. There's no arms race specific rewards you can get besides the legendaries that you can extract. There's no progression system within it itself. You can use this to level up your character's guardian or just base levels, but there's really no incentive other than that. And because it's not online and it's just you can have people you're friends with play with you to do it, but it's not really a competition, which is part of the reason I think it's not like bigger than it is. And also, it is a DLC. So because it's not its own game and it is just downloadable for another game, I think it didn't get a ton of light, especially for anybody who doesn't have Borderlands 3, wouldn't know and or care about this. And it was a paid thing, it wasn't free. So I think that also goes with it, because a lot of the battle royales are free. Like, you don't even need the base game for it. Like, look at Fortnite, you don't need Save the World. Warzone now, you don't need Call of Duty. But with this you did. And I think that's another thing that dragged it down. But I still really like it. I enjoyed it a lot. And as weird as it sounds, whenever I think of battle royales, this is one of the first things I think of, because that's how it's treated. You go in unarmed, you have to find your weapons, you have to take out enemies, you have to beat the map, which we'll talk about in a little bit, because there is a way to beat it. And you just go. And if you lose, you lose. If you win, you get a ton of XP and money. And I don't know, I really enjoy this. I wish it had gotten bigger than it did, so maybe it would have gotten more support or more things for it, or maybe even its own little level up system. That would have been super cool. I think a battle royale in the Borderlands land in general, like a legitimate one, would be really dope, just because of how many types of weapons there are, how many variations there are, how many, like, it has the common rare legendary system that the rest of them do. And it just, I don't know, it works really well. It works a lot better than I thought it was going to before it launched. And I really do think it deserves a little bit more love. But unfortunately, that's not the way it is. And that's okay, though. I'm sure if people gave it a shot, they may enjoy it, they may not. I really think because it's not online, there's no competitive scene to it. It's really just kind of seen as a, once you manage to beat it, then you don't need to go back to it. But I've beaten it a ton of times, and I've also failed a ton of times, and I still enjoy it every single time. I think it's a quick little enjoyable thing that you're able to do in this game. And it's treated as a battle royale, and it's within universe. It's a game show run by Axel and Salvador from Black Ops Borderlands 2. And they're running it, and they're like, hey, welcome to the big show. Do your thing. Do the thing that you normally do, except now you're on TV. And I don't know, it's just a nice little difference. It's not just like 100 people on an island, everyone has to die. There's a game show behind it, and they commentate the whole time you're playing. Your character will sometimes say things that run with it. It's really neat. Now let's get to beating it. To beat it, you need to go to that section on the map with the little red skull. It's always on the same spot. It doesn't move. And that's where the boss is. There's a couple stores out front. But once you're down there for good. There's no coming out of it. So you kind of just have to roll with the punches. And if you lose down there, well, it's back to square one. But yeah, there's an ammo dump and a med station where you can either get ammo, shields, grenade mods, whatever you may need to get before you go down. It's not terribly difficult, but if you don't have decently strong weapons, it's not going to happen. And it's just a neat little fight. This is the only guy I've seen spawn. I don't know if there's different ones or not. But he can be kind of tough. He is an absolute bullet sponge. Because first you have to take down his shield, then you have to take down the beast that he's riding, and then you have to take him down, all while other enemies are spawning in here. His attacks are pretty easy to dodge. It's mainly just a gun and a big blast. But, like, you see me throwing a ton of grenades at him, and it's really doing nothing. And, like, I've shot him twice with a rocket launcher as well, and that didn't do too much. So he does definitely take time, but I think it's a cool way to end it. Instead of just being like, yeah, you defeated him, you win, go ahead. You have to actually earn that winning, and you have to take out a big boy in the process. Now, the guys running around you, yes, they do decent damage, but with them there, in case you get down, it's a free easy up. Especially if you have decent guns like I did going into this. And it takes anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes depending on the guns that you have when you get in here. But it's relatively easy. And then once you've beaten him, you'll get a victory screen and he drops a ton of money and loot, which you can then put in an extract machine and send back to the game with you. So yeah, even though this game is different and it's got its downs, but I think it also has its ups. And I really enjoy it, and I wish that it had gotten more support and more love than it did, so maybe it could have branched into something greater. But I wanted to share this because whenever battle royales are talked about, this is always one of the first ones I think about because it's so different and it's fun. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you're having a good day. If you're watching early on, have a good rest of your day. See you in the next one. Until then, keep pushing. And I wish more games would take this jump and this level of curiosity to try something like this. Because this is something that I think is a ton of fun, and if you have Borderlands 3, I highly recommend it. I enjoyed it a lot, and I've played it like 4 times since downloading it for this video again. And I'm probably going to play it right now after finishing this audio. So yeah, until the next one, see ya.